Hi everyone, welcome back to Nirjaya Education. If you haven't subscribed our channel, please subscribe our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Today we are going to discuss the second chapter of Standard 9, that is matter around us pure. In that one already we have discussed about the solutions and introduction part also we have discussed. Today we are going to discuss about suspensions and colloids. So what are solutions? Solutions, you know that homogeneous mixture, that is known as solutions. So in heterogeneous mixture it is divided into two, that is suspensions and colloids. First we will discuss about suspension and then we will go to the next one, that is colloids. So one example is there for suspension. Already in previous video we have discussed that one, sand or choke in water. Sand or choke in water is an example for suspension. So when you mix sand or choke in water, you know that the sand or choke, it will not dissolve in that water. You can identify the particles in that water. That means solute particles and solvent particles will be separated. Different phases will be there. Hetero means different. So different phases will be there. Sand will be there. With naked eye you can see the solute particles in that solvent. So after sometimes when you are keeping it undisturbed, after sometimes the solute particle will settle down at the bottom and you can see the different layers. Bottom you will have the sand particles and the upper part you will have the clear solution. So this is an example for suspension. Suspensions means hetero, different phases will be there. The solute particles will not dissolve in the solvent. You can separate it by sedimentation or decantation. Now we are going to discuss about the properties of this suspension. What are the properties that we will see now? So now we will discuss the properties of suspension. What is the first property? It is heterogeneous mixture because different phases are there. So it is an heterogeneous mixture. What is the second one? Particles can seen by naked eye. We discussed the example that sand in water. You know that the particles can be visible with naked eye. Sand particles you can see with your naked eye. And the third is scattering of light is occurring. Here the solute particles are large. In solutions we discussed that the scattering of light particle is not occurring because the particle size is less than 1 nanometer. But here the particle size is larger. The scattering of light beams are occurring here in this suspension. And what is the last property? That is suspension is unstable. The stability of suspension is not there because already we discussed that when you are keeping the suspension undisturbed, what will happen? The solute particles will settle down at the bottom. That means it is not stable. The phases are differentiating at that moment. So it is not stable, it is unstable. So these are the properties of the suspension. Next we are going to discuss about the colloids. Next we are going to discuss about colloids. In colloids the particle size will be in between the solution and the suspension. That means the particle size will be greater than the solution and less than suspension. Actually it is an heterogeneous mixture but we can't see the particles with our naked eyes. It is appearing as the homogeneous mixture but it is an heterogeneous mixture. Examples for colloids are milk, fog, gel, etc. are example for this colloids. That means the particle size are bigger but we can't see the particles with the naked eyes. Now we are going to discuss about the properties of these colloids. What are the properties of these colloids that we will discuss next? What is the first property of this colloids? The first property is that it is an heterogeneous mixture. It is a heterogeneous mixture. That means different phases are there. And the second one is that the particles can't be visible by naked eyes. In here also, in milk, we can't see the solute particles and solvent particles separately. Or you are taking this starch solution. That means after preparing the rice, the leftover water, when you see that, it is a translucent one. You can't see the outside part clearly. It is not clear also. That is sugar solution, you know that it's a clear solution. But it is not like that. That starch solution, it's a translucent one. So in that one we can't see the particles with our naked eye. So particles can't be visible by naked eye. And the third property is that the scattering of light is occurring here. Here also the particle size is bigger to scatter the beam of light, and this process is known as the scattering of light by the colored particles. This property is known as Tyndall effect. So that you can see the path of light rays. You can see the path of this light rays. And one more example is therefore Tyndall effect. When light will enter in a dark room through a hole, you can see that one. You can clearly see the light rays, how it is coming to this room. And the next one is that the light entering in a dark dense forest. All these are example for this Tyndall effect. You can see the path of the light, and in the room it is occurring, the scattering is occurring due to the dust particles present in the atmosphere. And the last property is that they are stable. In suspensions we have discussed that they are unstable, because when you are keeping it undisturbed, the particles will settle at the bottom. But here when you are keeping it undisturbed also, the particles will not settle at the bottom. That means the colloids are quite stable. So these are the properties of these colloids. So in solutions we have discussed about the solute and the solvent. When you mix solute and solvent, you are getting the solution. Here also colloids also we are dealing with two terms, that is dispersed phase and dispersion medium. Dispersed phase and dispersion medium. So this dispersed phase is like the solute particle, that is the substance in lesser amount. And dispersion medium means it is like the solvent in which we are adding the substances to get the colloids. So that is the difference between this dispersed phase and the dispersion medium. So depending upon the states of dispersed phase and the dispersion medium, we can differentiate these colloids. Suppose I am taking one example, that is fog. You know that fog is an example for colloids. Fog means here it is a mixture of liquid and gas. You know that in atmosphere what is there? The particles, water vapors are there. When these water vapors mixes with the air present in the atmosphere, you can observe this fog. That means fog means water vapor in gas. So here the dispersed phase is water vapor and the dispersion medium is gas. That means if the dispersed phase is in liquid state and the dispersion medium is in gaseous state, such type of colloids are known as aerosols. Such types of colloids are known as aerosol. So fog is an example for aerosol. I will explain once. That means according to the states of the dispersion medium and the dispersed phase, the colloids can be classified into different groups. Here I have taken one example, fog. In fog the dispersed phase is water vapor, that is it is in the liquid state, and the dispersion medium is gaseous molecules, the air present in the atmosphere. So such type of colloids in which the dispersed phase is a liquid state and the dispersion medium in gaseous state, that is known as aerosol. So here on the screen you can see the different types of colloids, how the colloids are classified according to the states of dispersion medium and the dispersed phase. I hope all of you have understood about suspension and colloids. Thank you all and have a nice day.